Fisherman's Post. More fish, more often. Fisherman's.
Hello, and welcome to the Fisherman's Post Saltwater Podcast Series. And this is our special live year-end show, our year-end edition. And in this special end-of-the-year live episode, we've designed it to be a celebration and recognition show that lets us thank some of the people. Those would be sponsors, captains, guides, friends, authorities from the fishing community, as well as viewers and listeners who have helped us, contributed in their own way throughout the course of the year for this successful first year of the Fisherman's Post Saltwater Podcast Series. In the show, not only will we be doing some recognition and some, quote unquote awards, but we'll also be getting a fishing report from each of our captain guests. We'll be getting a fishing forecast from our fishing guests. So it won't just be a hearty har. We'll try to give you some content as well. And I'm Gary Hurley of Fisherman's Post. Fisherman's Post has been serving the saltwater fishing community since 2003, bringing you fishing reports, fishing information, fishing tournaments, fishing schools, and as you know, this new Saltwater Podcast Series. And it is in this Saltwater Podcast Series that we reach out to our captain and guide friends and ask them to share with us their insights and knowledge on how to catch more fish more often. Although it's also just giving you confidence, getting you excited to grab more family, more friends, and spend more time on the water more often. And I am joined in this special live end of the year show, just as I am every episode, with my partner, Billy Thorpe of Thorpe Creative. Hello, Billy.
What's up, Gary? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
You're looking good. I mean, you're looking good. You're dressed appropriately. You've got the sponsor headgear.
Yeah.
And you've got, I noticed, the other guy's shirt.
Yeah, man. I got the inside joke of the other guy. I think your name was Tom. Hope you're watching. If you are, say hello in the comments. But yeah, he was like, "Good job, Gary. Awesome job on the podcast. You too, other guy." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is all my tech gear, and I run this thing. It's okay. It's okay."
Yes, like I do very little. I talk a little bit. I, ask captains questions. I do nothing techie, and yet I am the main guy, and you're the other guy, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
I'm cool with this, man. I did wear the shirt around, and some people were like, "What is that? What is the other guy?" I mean, they took it in a whole different way, and I'm like, you know what? You don't watch the show, so this is probably a really weird shirt. So anyway, Gary, so I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm right on, man. I'm ready for the show. I'm ready for the holidays. I'm ready to celebrate in many ways.
Awesome, man. Well, I am too. And for everybody watching, just want to kind of give you a little rundown of how the live show is going to work. We are obviously live here on YouTube. So first of all, what I want you to do is hit that big old like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already subscribed. And then also hit the share button and share this on your Facebook page or whatever. Let people know that Fisherman's Post is live right now. And we want people to interact, get on the show, ask questions, get in the chat. And so how you do that, how you engage with the show, first of all, is you can chat right there in the little chat box. And then also we're going to have a phone number. Actually, I got it on the screen already, that you can call into the live show. So if there's somebody on the screen you want to talk to, you can jump on your phone, give me a buzz, I'll bring you in, and we'll let you interact that way as well if you're brave enough to come onto the live show, if that's what you want to do. Then also just want to remind you really quickly how to watch and how to listen. If you're here, then obviously you know how to watch on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to that. Hit the little bell so you get the notification. But also there is a bunch of other ways you can listen to us. We're on Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and most recently Amazon Music. And that is all the places that you can check out the show. And we love your feedback, so please subscribe to those channels and let us know how we're doing. Gary, I think I got through all that stuff, but I didn't get to the best part, which is our sponsor. And I got a quick video from them, and then we got a surprise for our audience. Here we go.
As you know, it's been a great year for boat sales. However, it's been really tough for customers to find boats in stock. We're the headquarters in Wilmington, North Carolina for Para Customs, Sailfish, Sea Chaser, and Carolina Skiff. Our manufacturers are telling us the high demand for boats is going to affect 2021 inventory as well. So if you're looking to get a boat in the spring, you need to come sign up with us now.
only think it is the right thing to do to bring our very first guest on for this live show. Emmett, what do you think? You think we should bring him on, Gary? Is that a risk you're willing to take?
I embrace it, man. I look forward to putting that guy live on air. Who would question that decision? No one.
All right, everybody. Well, welcome to the show, Emmett Stovall. Here we go. Oh, that was the wrong. I knew I was going to do that. Hold on a second. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
All
welcome
right.
to the show. Emmett, welcome
To the show, man. This is usually where I make some kind of comment about an Emmett trivia question. This is usually where I say something about Terrell inviting me over to have a drink and telling me a bad joke. But I like this idea of just turning it on Emmett and letting Emmett speak for Emmett. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate y'all having me. And first and foremost, I think we need to say thank you to Billy and Gary and Fisherman's Post. Man, what a great. We've had a blast in a really weird year, man. Thank y'all.
I agree, man. This is a COVID highlight. When I look back on this year, starting this podcast was certainly a product of, the COVID complications that disrupted normal operations and said, yeah, Billy, the timing is right. So I'm with you, man. If I'm looking for some positives out of COVID, the podcast is one.
Yeah, man. I agree with what you guys said. It's been a blast. It's been a lot of fun. And Marine Warehouse is always down to just be a part of the new risky stuff. I thought, man, these guys are going to put their logo near our faces. Like, whew, that's a risk. But I'm glad you took it, man. I really appreciate your guys' support. And Gary, we both love you guys. And for that, we have an award for you. Are you ready for that award?
Definitely, maybe.
All right. Well, it's pretty easy. You get the best sponsor of 2020 award goes to Marine Warehouse.
It was a tough election, but you did win. However, I do have to tell you that there is still some controversy. CITO is still not recognizing you as the de facto winner of the best sponsor award. They are fighting it. They are protesting. They have a Stop the Steal protest underway. They asked us to recount, and Billy and I did, and the count was still 2-0. It was still 2 for Marine Warehouse, 0 for everyone else. They talked about seizing voting machines, but we just told them, you know what? Yeah, I think you just CITO. We're going to have to come to terms eventually.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like CITO's done a great job, but not as great. And yes, we should be the hands down winner, for the southeastern part of North Carolina and part of South Carolina too.
Yeah, man. I like that you're coming to us from Charleston. I know you double dip between Wilmington and Charleston, and like everyone, man, we're all busy this time of year, whether it's the holidays or what have you, man. So we appreciate you making time to come on. And absolutely appreciate your involvement with the podcast, man. Hope we've made you feel like a part of the podcast.
No doubt about it. So I have some questions, and Gary, you will be able to answer this. And I think we've come a long way at Marine Warehouse as far as from. I don't remember what year it is, but we still display our plaque proudly at Marine Warehouse. We won a single tournament. I think our winnings were like $750 that we weighed in at Wrightsville Marina. And that was, I think it was what it had to be. Was it 10 years ago or 8 years ago? It was a while ago. It was with Eric Wingo and Alec Wessel. And I think our winnings were like $700, which was paled to the bar tab at Blue Water when I got done. And this year, I believe that Mason Porter and Aaron and George Bryan and the Grand Slam guys, I believe that they took the trail. Is that not correct?
They won the regular season title. They didn't quite win the trail championship one-day event, and I think this is easily arguable a more a bigger accomplishment, man. They took the regular season title. They killed it.
Well, man, so you've given me one more goal to achieve. Hence,
All right.
keeping our dreams alive of taking some more of these winnings and giving us a little bit more oomph to go on next year and the years following. We have such a great time. I do want to thank Grand Slam Inshore Charters, Mason, Aaron, and George. Man, they did a great job. They showed up and they hustled. And I got to thank my sister Lil. She has done a great job of keeping us all in contact. And of course, I can't do any of this without Terrell. Terrell is at Airlie tonight enjoying some Christmas lights. I was hoping to get him on here, but obviously a little Christmas time activity. He's enjoying that. But and then really our whole crew, man. I mean, everyone's got to step up when people are out fishing. So good time of year to say thanks to everybody, and thanks again to y'all. We've had a real good time, and look forward to having some more fun in the future.
Right on, man. Yeah, I if you've been to one of our award shows at one of those tournaments, man, when I talk about Marine Warehouse Center, one of the things I always say is, man, they are one of us, man. They fish, they participate, they don't just sponsor, but they get involved. And here you are live on the podcast, and Team Marine Warehouse, I'm sure will be back to try to put that championship event trophy on top of a regular season. Loving everything about it, Emmett. Loving the friendship.
Yes, we're excited too. And man, that I have to say that is a phenomenal looking hat on the other guy, man.
Yeah.
Woo, good night, man. You must have to carry a tennis racket to keep the ladies off of you.
Absolutely, man. My wife is mad every time I put it on. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Emmett, we're going to move through the show. We're going to thank you one more time. We're going to give you the last word, and then we're going to move through the show. So last word, Emmett.
And last words, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope I'm looking forward to a good, solid spring. And, you guys have given us a gift, and hopefully we're giving it back. And everyone have a great Christmas, a happy New Year. Thanks to all the people at Marine Warehouse, and more thanks to all the people that come to Marine Warehouse. And thanks to the Fisherman's Post, man. Y'all are killing it. We've had a great time, and hope to extend it out as long as we can.
Right on.
Excellent. Thank you,
Thank
man.
you, Emmett.
See ya.
Thank y'all.
Awesome, man. That was fun. First guest up, Gary. What's up, man? That's good.
Man, this show is moving along so smooth. The production is just seamless. There are no hiccups that you would ever expect in a live show. I think the whole show's going to go perfect.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Don't get too hyper. Let's see. Now we got Tim Desano, Captain Tim Desano. Let's go ahead and assign him to this screen. Let me see if he's still in here. I don't know if I saw him in here or not. Let's see. It doesn't look like he's in there with us. Let me check him out one more time here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to Rick Crossin. Once again, guys, we're bringing in – there we go. There's Rick. What's happening, Rick?
How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good, man.
We're doing
glad
good.
to have you on a busy holiday season.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is fantastic.
Well, Rick, as with most of our guests tonight, we have an award for you, and so I want to present to you the Office Space Award to you, Rick Crossin. And Gary's going to give you more details about what the heck that actually is.
I don't have to explain to Rick Crossin the meaning of the Office Space Award. He can guess at that, right?
I'm gonna let you explain it though for the fans.
It made it into our podcast. It made it into our first offshore podcast, which was Rick Crossin. What would you do with $1 million? In honor of the movie Office Space. And Rick Crossin had an answer for that, just like he has an answer for everything else. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you. I appreciate the award. You guys are great.
Now we promised that we would give some substance. It wouldn't just be a hardy har har. Give me the quick fishing report. What are you catching now?
Let's see. Wahoos, blackfin tunas, and sailfish between troll, jig, and pop. And bottom fishing has been excellent, and I think it's going to continue to be good until they shut us down at the end of the year. So yeah, I mean, if you can go and the weather lets you, it's worth going.
And then my other fishing question isn't quite a fishing forecast question, but it does look ahead. So what are you most excited about in the springtime? What's the spring fishery that has you most excited?
Well, there's two. So we get African pompanos hit the break to winter. So they're inshore and they move offshore in the wintertime. And what's cool is we catch them on jigs really well. And they're big, they're strong, they taste like lobster. So African pompanos will definitely be one thing that I'm excited about. The other thing would be blackfin tunas on poppers. That's if you have to narrow me down to one animal on a trip, big blackfin tunas on a popper, that's as good as it gets.
Right on, man. Well, that's what we have today. I tell you what, I did have one other question, man, and this is actually not just for the show. This is helping me plan for 2021. Got anything you'd like to talk about? We hope to have you back at least once in 2021. What would you like to talk about in a 2021 podcast?
I love going to the Gulf Stream. So you guys really can pick anything from the Gulf Stream. If it was me, I talk a lot about lure fishing, trolling with lures, lure spreads, mixing lures with bait, any of that kind of stuff would be awesome with me. Maybe even bottom fishing in the deep, say that 160 and deeper stuff. I've been doing a lot of that here lately. But really, as long as it's on the break or in the Gulf Stream, I'm happy to talk about it.
I'm happy to talk about it with you too. And well, that's all we have. Rick, any final thoughts? This is your stage before we say goodbye and see you in 2021.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot, and I have a final thought. I've been working on an album. I know you didn't know I was gifted in this way, but so this is a popper. Poppers go bloosh bloosh bloosh. Stick baits go whoosh, 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 whoosh. And that's really all you need to know, guys.
I gotta bring in the laughter audience here.
We should have done Rick last because he has just shut me up, man. I'm usually pretty good with a comeback, a quick wit, but I just have to say, Rick, man, if I were a charter boat captain, that's the best I can come up with. If I were a charter boat captain.
Catch two fish at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
awesome,
sir.
man.
Thanks so much. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and thank you again for this opportunity. You guys are doing an awesome job. I know everybody's loving it. So again, just thank you so much, and I really hope you continue to do it in bigger ways because it really is. It's touching people when they can't get out and actually touch people. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much, man. All right, here we go.
I hope it goes like this. I hope everyone just thanks us. Like this would be great to just have a show where we bring people on to tell us how great we are.
This is awesome. Okay, let's bring on Tim Desano here. Let's see if we can get him working. There we go. What's up, man?
There it is. What's up, fellas?
Oh,
hey, Tim, welcome to the show.
I was just telling Billy how completely unable to operate any kind of electronic device that I am, and there we go. So I was the first fault of the new, totally seamless live show.
We're rolling fine, man. We're doing good. We can react to anything. Billy's killing it.
Yeah, the other guy's doing a great job.
Oh, you guys just said that. I messed it up. There we go.
You got to give Tim an award.
All right, here we go. Tim, your award is the Guinea Pig Award. Goes to Tim Desano. Gary, tell him what that is.
I mean, I think we're pretty straightforward on that, dude. You were our first podcast guest ever. Billy came over. We had the idea. I was getting worried about all the details, and Billy was like, "It just doesn't matter, man. There are no rules. Let's just try it and see what happens." And so we thought to ourselves, man, well, let's just get an erudite guy who can speak well and can talk for a long time and is respected in the fishing community. And then we thought, well, or we just get a new guy who talks a lot and it doesn't really matter. And so then we called Tim Desano and we said, Tim, this show doesn't really matter. You're perfect for it.
Either way, man, I tell you what, if you guys have made it this long and I was the first guest, then we're doing all right.
I agree. I mean, I'm with you on that. Like I did not know what we were undertaking. I knew I was committed for the year, but I did not know every week would actually happen. So thank you very much for starting us off.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all having me. You know, when you called and said that you guys were starting the podcast, it was right there in March where everything was getting shut down and we didn't have a clue what was going to happen for the year. And you know, I was super blessed this year. I actually, had, a record setting year for myself personally. And I thank all my clients and friends and everything for that. But I figured, without us knowing how the fishing thing was going to go for the year, at least, try something different. And I really appreciate y'all having me on the show. So,
well, as far as substance goes, what are you catching now, man?
Wintertime is, inshore wise is still pretty much the same story. Speckled trout for us is really the big thing right now. We're still catching black drum, redfish, cheapshead on bait, but if we're wanting to throw plastics, it's really mainly speckled trout. I got my butt kicked in a tournament last weekend throwing plastics, but they are out there. We've actually had more of a traditional winter so far this year as far as temperature and water temperature. Last year it was 70 degrees on Christmas, I think, and this year it's going to be 30. So as far as throwing plastics, just keeping it slow, fishing some deeper water when it's really that cold outside, has kind of been the go-to for us. But if we have been able to find some bait, whether it's mud minnows or if there's still some live shrimp around, it's been pretty much automatic. So for us in our area, being as far south as we are right here on the North Carolina, South Carolina line, if you're willing to put on a jacket and a pair of sweatpants and some jeans, the fish are out there and we're still catching them. So it's been fun.
And then when you transition out of trout, when you transition in spring, what has you most excited?
Well, we're still catching a lot of trout in the spring, and in the springtime is we'll get, late March through the month of April, we'll get a push of our big female trout, which is always a ton of fun. Traditionally, that's when we catch our biggest trout in our area. The redfish bite heats up a lot, and then you start moving later into the spring. All the creek fishing is really, really good. But then we're also talking, spade fish and cobia potential, at some of the near shore wrecks. I just got back from Florida 2 weeks ago. We got a new boat for the year. So I'm in a little bit bigger boat, a little bit more capable. So, other than just the absolutely pristine days, I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more near shore stuff in the spring this year. But the trout and the redfish really kind of fire off for us from late March all the way through into the beginning of June before it starts getting too terribly hot. It slows down for us a little bit then, but if this spring is anything like last spring, we're in for a good time. A lot of slot redfish in the creeks, a lot of trout, all the normal stuff.
I look forward. I hope I get the opportunity to near shore fish with Tim Desano down in the Sunset Ocean Isle Holden Beach area, man. Congrats on the new boat. And just like with Rick, man, we finished by giving you the stage, man. You are part of the podcast. You agreed to come on tonight. So you get the final word before we move on to the next.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on, especially, you guys picking me as the first guest. If it tanked, at least, it would have been a first experience for me. This is only the second podcast experience I have. I think I'm getting a little bit better, but y'all have done a great job. I've said to people for a long time, we need more fishing podcasts. We need more information. I know I'm speaking for myself and a lot of other people. When we're not fishing, we're wanting to read about fishing, watch fishing, anything fishing related. And especially when it pertains to our area, I think it's great. But other than that, it has been a crazy year. I've been super blessed to have been as busy as I have been. And I know that, not all areas are the same, whether it's fishing business, local business, whatever it is, in moving on into this new year, just, whether it's with me or anybody else in my area or anywhere in North Carolina, book a fishing trip, book 2 fishing trips, go or come to the seminars, come to the schools, fish the tournaments. All of us need help. And I think that, if we can all shop local, stay local, do stuff to support each other, I think we'll be just fine. So.
Right on.
Good, man. That's awesome. Thanks once again, Tim. It's been great, man.
Absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Or you too.
You too, man.
All right, Gary, rocking and rolling, man. This was so much fun getting to reconnect with these guys. And do we really have, and I'm going to nerd out for just a second to pat ourselves on the back as far as the podcast with 36, 37 episodes, I think we're at. Statistically, we are crushing it as far as numbers go, as far as promotion, like literally with no advertising dollars spent toward us, besides just our own influence, Fisherman's Post influence, obviously, Marines Warehouse influence, and all these captains just making it happen, spread the word. So I just want to take a little quick second here. So if you're watching us, we really appreciate you watching. I see all kinds of comments coming in. So Merry Christmas, everyone who's hanging out in the comment sections. Just a lot of good feedback here. People are saying, hey, I've learned a lot this year. Every fishing video is great. Somebody actually says enjoyed watching Billy and that other guy on these podcasts. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Gary, I'll send this shirt right over to you. You can put it on.
All right. I'm comfortable in that. I'm very comfortable in that.
Yeah. So
man.
Yeah, it's really awesome. So you guys that are watching, please share this video. It really helps us out just to do what Tim said, like encourage more people to watch fishing and get with their family and go do the thing. But anyway, enough of all the talking. I'm going to bring in another guest, and I have, well, maybe I will. Let me find my mouse. Here we go. It's a live show, man. Anything can happen. All right. Let's see. Perfect. And boom. Hey.
Great.
Oh,
great
hi,
entrance.
Gary. William, how you guys doing?
Rob,
You'd be stopping by this evening.
Oh, yeah.
it's the holidays. We want to visit with our friends.
It's a complete surprise. Welcome to my humble abode. Just one of my many rooms in the house.
One of your many
Man.
rooms.
What are you guys up to?
I'm in. Well, I'm actually going to give you something to add to that stack of trophies and awards that you already have.
These baubles. These are just something I was cleaning up.
Okay. Well, this is actually to you and your partner, Jake. You got the Branjolina Award for the year of 2020. So, Gary, take it away. Tell him what that's all about.
They were our best couple. I mean, they were our only couple, but they were our best couple. So we figured Brangelina would be appropriate. And moving forward next year, we will be calling it the Cora Kite Award.
Oh, the Cora Kite Award. Well, I'm glad I hope we can bestow that upon somebody next year if they can topple the throne, which I doubt. Too bad. He was supposed to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it from where he was to here for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what people are doing during these times to keep him from driving around.
Well, Rob Corley, what are you catching up there in Swansboro?
Right now, man, we got a good trout bite going on. It's finally gotten kind of consistent after some ups and downs with the warm weather and rain that we had in the late fall. And so we're kind of settling into a nice wintertime creek pattern with the trout and some good fish in the surf still too, and a lot of small ones in the sound. So that's what's been going on here. I'm catching them on mud minnows and a lot of artificials. If you can find these, they've been working real good.
Well, man, you're one of the captains I love to pay attention to just because you have so many arrows in your quiver, whether it's inshore, nearshore, even offshore. So, I'm asking everyone, but I'm certainly interested in your answer. What has you most excited about the springtime?
The redfish. We've got a ton of small redfish still inshore right now. We've got a lot of mid to upper slot fish in the surf right now, and we just saw a lot of good numbers the last season and a half, 2-3 year class of fish that's coming through. So I think we'll have some good numbers of redfish next year and good mid and upper slot fish. So when they start to school back up as they come inshore and slide out of the rivers and stuff, when they gather up in the marshes in the springtime and they're all schooled up in big schools, that'll be fun. We're looking forward to that. Probably the most of all.
Well, right on, man. And then, this is it. Now that we transition to say, man, thank you for being part of the podcast. Thank you. And Jake, sorry, Jake couldn't make it. I've long loved the relationship we've had. And by virtue of coming on, you get the last word, man. The podcast stage is yours.
Well, you guys have done an awesome job this year, man. Congratulations for taking it to the next level with the magazine being so successful and going to the podcast. It's a natural transition, and you guys do a great job, and hopefully keep on rolling and do it again next year. And everybody else, just have a good holiday and get out there and go catch some fish. Support the local guides And if you're in the Florida Keys in February, March, or April, give your boy a call. I'll be up there chasing some tarpon and bonefish around, and you got to come see us. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what tournament did you win that Croaker trophy in?
Oh, let me get this one out of the way. I don't want Corey and Richard to have to see this. Let me move that for you.
Nice.
Let's see. We got to move through these. These are the Fisherman's Post Inshore Challenge from August 2015 and September 2015. First place. Shout out to Team Total Liability and Adam Meyer. Jake Kite was with us on some of those. And then actually my fiance at the time and now lovely wife of 3 years won the Morehead City Red Drum tournament that y'all put on, your first trial run with the redfish tournaments. So we won it with a 6-pound stud, let me tell you.
Well, right on. Rob, have a good year. Have a good holiday. And again, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the relationship.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. And you need to call back whoever made these trophies. So that's some fine work right there. That's a pretty croaker. I called Max Gaspany to tell him to watch so he could see it.
The
He always
croaker.
wanted one of these.
Right on. Thank you, Rob.
See you, Rob.
Thank you guys. Love y'all. Have a good night.
You too, man.
He was sitting there just waxing his trophies when we called him. That's hilarious, man. All right, next up we have Jim Sabella. Here we go. We'll bring Jim in. There we are. And let's pull him up on the live show screen. All right, Jim,
hey guys.
there you are, man. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Oh, man.
We're having a great time.
You hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you. We see you.
Wait, say it again. Say something again. I'm not sure I heard it.
Nope. Not gonna fall into that trap.
What?
Well, Jim, we have an award for you, man.
Man.
Thanks for jumping on. I know we got the link to you last minute, so thanks for jumping on there. I just wanted to go ahead and present you with the Socrates Award. And once again, you're going to have to explain it because I don't know what any of this means.
The Socrates Award. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a leap. There's no way for you to make a guess. It was a stretch by my end. I was looking for something. I feel like I fell short. And so if you have to explain it too much, then it just goes as a bomb. But here I am. Socrates, the famous philosopher, was doubtful about writing. He thought writing was technology that was going to ruin our memories and make us less thinking. And since you were our first podcast guest who said, I don't like the idea of remoting in, I'd rather come in person, I figured I had to make some kind of attempt of joking you technologically for wanting to come in person and being nervous over the remote.
Yeah, I'm still nervous over the remote. I'm barely able to do my own selfies. It's a challenge for me. So
well, you're doing great tonight.
Yeah.
So hey, look.
If I didn't know better, you would have a selfie stick right now. You're doing great.
Just about.
Well, Jim Sabella, Plan 9 Charters, fishing out of the Topsail area. What are you catching these days?
Well, when we were able to get out, we've been doing some grouper fishing. We had a pretty good king mackerel run. Actually caught some decent red drum while we were grouper fishing the other day. So that was actually kind of funny. But, mostly bottom fishing. That's really the thing that I like to do at this time of the year.
And then what has you excited about the spring? What's going to be the first thing that gets you going?
Atlantic bonitos. Just one of my most favorite fish to catch. Just gives us a lot of different ways to fish for them. Spinning, fly fishing. Just that's the first exciting fish. Plus, the first good eating fish that comes around.
When do you expect those bonito to typically show up off topsail?
Well, last year they showed up really early. They showed up late March. So, if we have the same lineup this year, I hope to see him late March again.
Well, Jim, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of our early podcast series. Thank you for trying to remote in. You're doing an okay job. We were complimenting you, and then you just started moving it around. And now you've gone from an A- to a C-, I would say. But you have the final word. It is your stage. The podcast stage is yours, Jim Sabella.
Well, it was hard following up Rob. Like some of the younger guys, they're a little bit better, but at the technology. But I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this year. I'm looking forward to next year. I always enjoy doing everything with the Fisherman's Post, and just looking forward to 2021. Hopefully everybody has a great holiday, and we figure out how we're going to do the fishing school and get it going.
Well, thank you, dude. We're going to move on to the next award, but I'm going to go ahead now and tell Billy, man, make a note that if next year Sabella wants to come in person, let's go ahead and let him come in person.
All right. All right, Jim. Appreciate you, man. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too. Oh, man. Too much fun, Gary. Too much fun. So this next person, Gary, you know me, man. I'm a production guy. I don't like to edit. I like to shoot live to drive. I don't want to touch this thing too many times. But this next guy, really just made me mad, man. I had to go back and do a lot of stuff. And so this guy is getting the Vocabulary Award because of his vocabulary or lack thereof. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bring on Donnie Davis. What's going on, Donnie? Oh, I can't hear him. This is perfect.
You don't have him muted, do you?
No, I don't have him muted. He's got himself muted. He's I really don't have him muted.
Donnie, we can't hear a word you're saying, man.
You, man. I can't hear you.
You got a great looking shirt. You're one of my favorite people of all time.
Oh.
You have your own podcast. But yet I can't hear you.
All right, man. We'll try to come back to you. I have no idea what's happening over there. Oh man, that's too funny. Here's what Donnie Davis was basically saying the whole time in our podcast episode. And I imagine he's saying that right now as well. All right, man. I guess we'll go back to the other person, we'll move on and come back to him if he can figure it out. That's hilarious.
That is ridiculous.
That is too funny. All right, man.
I mean, Donnie should not make it so easy for me to find something to talk smack about. I can't believe that here we are. And this is an Academy Award performance. He's staging this. This is beautiful. Dude, this is wonderful.
This guy's just finger all over the phone.
He was already one of my favorite people in the world, and now even more so.
All right. We'll have to come back to you. No, we can't hear
you. Get him off. Get that guy off.
Let's get out of here.
Donnie Davis, DOA Charters.
Oh my gosh, too much fun, man. Well, I'll jump right in. I'll bring I'll go ahead and bring Jamie Rushing in. Let's see if he's on here. Oh, it looks like he's not. It looks like Jamie's not in here as well. Okay. Maybe we're having a little technical difficulties, Gary. I'm not sure, but we'll try to get some of those guys back on. Let's see. Here we go. Here's Jamie. He's popped back in. Oh my gosh, that was too much fun. Donnie broke it. See, we brought him on here. He's got some bad stuff going on there. All right, can you hear us, Jamie?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing, boys?
There we go. There we go.
I'm in the garage doing man shit, man. What's going on, dudes?
You're looking like a man. Look at that beard. You're looking like a man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Well, Jamie.
Yeah,
thanks for coming
on
the
Lord
show.
gave us right to protect our face in the cold weather.
Well, speaking of cold weather, you get an award that Gary is presenting to you called the ACDC Award. And once again,
Damn.
to Gary.
Any
Love
idea?
AC/DC.
Well, I tell you why you got the ACDC award, because when you came and did your podcast, I think your podcast had me more pumped up to go out and go fishing immediately than any other podcast I did this year. I was just pumped. And so I was thinking, all right, what's some good rock and roll pump up music? That'll be the award that Jamie gets. So you get the ACDC. Now you're a bigger rock and roll fan than me. So if you want to rename it something else, if there's another band that does it for you more than ACDC, then that's your award. But you pumped me up,
No,
man.
Though I love ACDC, especially the Bon Scott ACDC is my favorite. But yeah, no doubt, dude. I think that's appropriate, brothers.
Dude, you were such a good time. And like I said, man, I was juiced. Still juiced. I'm talking to you now. I'm ready to go fishing.
Well, you know what, man, Gary, I cannot believe the feedback I got from people all around, man. And then even people I turned on to it, they said they enjoyed it, which meant the world to me, man. I was pretty proud of it, and it just kind of rolled out. And yeah, it went smooth. And I've never had a hard time talking about fishing. So especially with people like you I've known a long time. So it was my treat, but it's been well received, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
Well, what kind of fishing are you doing right now, man? What are you catching right now in the Wrightsville Beach area?
Oh man, Gary, I ain't catching shit, man. No,
All
I'm
right.
just kidding. No, I've been catching some, nice speckled trout. It's a wintering time, so things are changing. You got to kind of think about what a wintertime trout will be doing, and then I've been dibbing and dabbing in a little shrimp cup, a little black drum, redfish combo. But yeah, I mean, for the anglers I have that can handle it, we've been able to put together a nice bag of trout about every day, and just stay one step ahead of the perpetrators. You know what I'm saying?
You spent any time on the Cape Fear River yet?
Yep, I've had a couple really good days. I had my son this week and his good friend Nathan, and we had 8 striped bass. We didn't bust them up, but we had some good bites, and we had a good time. We missed a few, but the fishing was solid. Not a lot of big fish, but some surprises. A couple good medium-sized fish, 4-pounders, and but the fish were there, and it seems real promising. And then I had another day, and I think we had 8 for a half day, and it was a lot of casting, but a good time for all. And hey, we got some bites, and we made it happen.
Man, so what has you most excited about the spring?
Oh Lord, Gary, I mean, dude, I'll be fishing all winter. Spring has me, most excited about not being cold anymore, because while people cozy in their house, and and there's 20-degree mornings on the Cape Fear River, I'll probably be out there busting my ass in ice on the boat, and trying to feel something on the other end. But I'll be fishing all winter. But springtime is, a special time. We'll get out of doing the same shit we're doing all winter, the striped bass fishing, the dock fishing, and the trout. Trout. We'll be looking for a good rod bend and a lot of peel and drag, like Jim said earlier. The Atlantic bonitas were here early last year, which I really, to be honest, only once in my life I ever heard of catching them in March. So, dude, I'm stoked. Hopefully they'll be early next year, and then we got, as the water temperature gets a little warmer, we'll have them big Spanish marching in from the south, and springtime is a great time to get your stuff out and get it greased up and get it stretched out good by some drag screaming Atlantic bonitas or false albacore or whatever it may be. Sorry, I'm having a hard time focusing on my face, but I'm older than I am drunk.
We didn't notice, man. We didn't even notice, really. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's delayed, so yeah, I may have to put the beer down to counteract my balance a little bit, but anyway.
Well, Jamie, this is our goodbye, man. You've got the stage. Any final words for the podcast viewing audience?
Yeah, man, hold your mouth right. Good fishing to everybody in 2021. Let's push on through. Hopefully we'll get this pandemic behind us. But listen, fishing is the healthiest thing you can do this time. During all this, keep fishing, stay in the outdoors, and everybody weigh heavy in 21.
Right on, Jamie.
It's good, man.
Have a good holiday, man.
All right, see you, Jamie.
Man, much love, man. Merry Christmas to all you guys.
You too, man. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Awesome.
So I think Jamie was trying to both make Donnie get a jump start on Donnie Davis's award, the vocabulary award for 2021. And I think he wanted to make Jim Sabella look better. You know, suddenly Jim holding his phone didn't do so bad after watching Jamie in the garage. He's probably been in the garage for a couple hours preparing for this podcast.
Speaking of Donnie Davis, he is back in. So let's see if we can get him back in. And Donnie, I think you can hear me right now. Don't make me use the bleep button. Let's see. Here he comes. No, still no audio. You look cool, though. You look cool.
You look smart. I mean, not smart enough to connect so that we can hear you, but you do look smart. That is great. I mean, that's fantastic. Hey, Billy, cut him off. We'll come back to him later.
I'm getting him out of here. Get out of here.
I mean, maybe that's our new thing, man. Maybe every episode we bring. Whoa!
Look at this guy.
Speaking of beers, whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris.
And I had something special for you guys, but they went, wait. What's that?
That gets us in the Christmas spirit.
We like nice Christmas story lamp. Absolutely.
So obviously your screen is way different than my screen because I had it all like ready to go, just sitting here waiting to get chimed in, and then I had to move the laptop.
Well, you're following Jamie Rushing, and so you don't really have a very high bar. You're already won. You've already beat your predecessor.
All right, Chris. So we got an award for you as well, my friend. And this award is the Size Doesn't Matter Award, going to Chris of Recline and Paddle.
Size of my beard?
No, the size of your fish, as in the size of your fish that you sent in when we asked you for a photo of you holding up a fish. I thought, man, did he try to find the smallest flounder he could find for this podcast slide? Man,
I did.
He needs to go fishing more. He needs to get out of that store and go fishing more.
Yeah, but it's then when then you're like, oh, let's put that guy on the front page of the paper. Look at the size of the flounder he caught this time.
So we thought your flounder was very cute, and it warranted the size doesn't matter. And to let you know, it was actually a pretty tough competition. Apparently, guys just don't like to take photos of themselves. We also had Cody Gardner and Bob Strange as your two runners-up, but the trophy, the plaque, the award goes to you. Congratulations.
I kind of feels a little bit more special that I was one of those three.
Yeah, man. So you did great.
Yeah.
So I know you're busy selling paddle boards, selling kayaks for the holiday season. Yep. If you haven't been fishing, what fishing have you been hearing about?
It's been some when I get out, I've been going for trout. I got a few spots in the lower Cape Fear. Right, you pick the tide, you catch a couple. So I've been really just kind of focusing on trout because with Christmas, it's short time fishing. So I've been getting out when I can. I've been chasing trout.
And you and kayak anglers in general, what are you most excited about in the spring?
Well, Jamie stole my line, warm. So what else is there? I think, for me, I like to kind of I enjoy red fishing, so as that water warms up, kind of chase them on the flats, just getting real skinny. I think that's why, a lot of guys, the portability kind of squeeze into those hard to get places to fish. And that, red fishing and, there'll be a few guys that they kind of get excited about flounder fishing, but for me, it's those spring reds. I enjoy kind of getting on those flats and that first kind of warm day and chasing them.
Well, man, we appreciate you being part of the show. We appreciate you being one of our kayak go-tos. And before we move on to the next quote-unquote award, it is your stage, man. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just say keep fishing. I mean, for us, a bad day fishing for me is a pretty decent day going out paddling. So if you're a kayak angler, go and fish. Turns out just being a day on the water, it's a day on the water. So that's my 2 cents.
All right. That works,
awesome, man.
That's appropriate.
Thank you.
Chris, really appreciate you, man. Appreciate everything.
Hey, no worries, guys. Thank you.
I mean, see ya.
Bye.
All right.
And I think next year it's the Santa Claus Award. I forget just how big that beard is.
So Gary, I'm gonna let you make this call. I got Donnie Davis for the 15th time. on the other
No.
side of this thing. You want to exit?
No.
No, he's probably ramped up real bad now.
We give him the stage now. No way. Tell him that. I tell you what. Tell him to hang in there, and we might click on him later.
All right, Donnie. If you're listening to us, hang in there. We might click on you later.
Hang in there. We might.
All right. So anyway, I'm going to bring on our next guest, which is the award, is the Paradox Award, and that goes to Ryan White of Hatteras Jack.
What's up, guys?
Whoa. Hey, Ryan. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So the Paradox Award, again, my creativity isn't sky high these days. But I was trying to get ideas, and I'm looking at you dressed in your winter wear and the fish photo you sent in, talking about surf fishing in the summer. I'm like, look at that dude, man. He's dressed for the winter, talking about summer surf fishing. So Paradox was the best I could come up with, man. Without revealing too much of your character.
I got to win something, man.
Well, you're a winner tonight. You're a winner, Ryan White. So what's happening out there on that? What's happening out there on that big old sandbar, man? Anyone catch any fish, or are you just trying to stay out of the wind?
You could fire a cannon down the street and not hit anything, but there's still a few fish around, man. There's some getting a few sea mullet, a few black drum, and a few puppy drum, and a few trout, and starting to see a few bluefin. Hang on, Bub. Dad's talking right now. My helper. My co-host.
Well, right on, man.
Co-host being a guest.
I hope he puts on a huge show, because every time I talk to you on the phone, he takes over.
Oh yeah,
and it makes me smile every time. Since you're a little bit behind in parenthood than I am, I get to revisit those days. Well, what about the spring, man? What gets the island, Hatteras Island, excited about the springtime?
Oh man, of course it's the drum season. Getting the big drum starting to show up, and shoot, really puppy drum are getting to be about a year-round thing down here. So puppy drum are they're around as long as it's not frozen. but yeah, the big drum get kicked off, and past couple of years we've been seeing them, late March, early April. Hey,
who's up? Tell our viewers little man's name. Who's our new guest?
You want to say hi to Mr. Garrett? No. Oh, it's all right. Come here.
Hey, Billy, what's an award for making a kid cry? Let's change the award.
The child abuse award.
My kid never cries, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Say, hey, Daddy, I want more candy. Daddy, I want more candy. And if you say it enough,
he's pretty good. He's ready to go. The word candy. That'll do it.
Ryan,
we're working on some pasta right now for dinner. Yeah.
Pasta. Hey, your stage. Final words before we move on.
Final words. I would say hang tight and wear your mask or not. I don't care really. But just get ready for the spring, guys. I mean, I think if we don't have a freeze this year, the trout fishing is going to be on fire next year. Like it'll make this year look like a joke. So keep an eye out for the trout next spring, as long as we don't have a big freeze, and be ready for the drum in the springtime, man.
All right. I love every opportunity I get to go out to Hatteras Island. I love that place and love visiting with you guys. Ryan, have a good, happy New Year. Have a good holidays, and we'll talk in 2021, if not sooner.
Awesome, guys. Great seeing you. Good seeing you, Billy. Good seeing you, Gary. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. We'll talk to you soon. Awesome. All right. Who do we got up next? We just had Mike Dupree join us, Gary. Like, we were trying to get him on all night. He just came in. So I'm going to bring him on real quick and see what he's up to and give him an award. Maybe not, since he's showing up so late to the game. Mike, what's up, man?
Up late to the game. I've been trying to text you, bro.
I don't know.
What's happening?
Not too much, man. Welcome to the show. I got an award for you right here. The award is the Eyeballs Award. Once again, Gary will have to explain that because I can't remember or I just don't know.
Dude, there's no joke to this award. You won the Eyeballs Award. Your podcast had the most views of any of our podcasts, man. And I attribute it to you held nothing back. You couldn't have been more sharing with Wahoo information. Man, delivered it, communicated it well, and the numbers don't lie. I didn't check it before here, but I believe it's over 4,000, if not up to 5,000, man. You crushed it. And so you basically get to show up to the podcast anytime you want to, man.
Oh, sweet, man. Well, I had a good time, and I caught a lot of heat from some other people for sharing information that I shouldn't have shared. And I was like, hey, you know what? It's not my ocean. It's there for everyone.
Well, we're glad you did, man. What are you doing now? Are you Wahoo fishing through the winter?
I'm actually going to go Wahoo fishing Sunday if the weather holds. We've been bluefin fishing. I broke a big girl off. I mean, like right in the afternoon as the sun was going down. It sucked, man. Duck season's in, so we're chasing birds. I've been doing a lot of trout fishing. Catching false albacore on the fly was an absolute blast. This is the first year I actually tried to do that, but I was successful. Went out with a buddy of mine. He kind of showed me the ropes. That was a blast. So we've been busy as crap. And I mean, you know how it is, North Carolina. We have fish year round. You just need to pick what you're going after. So yes, I'm going to Wahoo fishing Sunday.
And you are Wahoo, and more Wahoo. If I say, give me something other than Wahoo, what gets you excited about the springtime?
Heat. I hate cold weather, dude. I hate it. So, big gapper mahi. If I had to go something else besides Wahoo, I would say gapper mahi and blue marlin. Super stoked for the big rock fish this year.
Well, man, we are moving through our award show, and with everyone, I give them the last word. You got any words for our podcast viewers or podcast listeners?
Yeah, man, go fishing. Like I always say in every seminar I do, it's North Carolina. Our fish, they're here. It doesn't matter if you're offshore, inshore, near shore. The bottom fishing right now is excellent. I would definitely go bottom fishing while we have the chance to go bottom fishing before they close it on us. Go fishing. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy your friends. Celebrate the holidays. Be safe. Practice the social distancing thing because it is real. That's as far as I'll go on that. We love you guys. This show, I'm so glad y'all did this because we need a saltwater fishing podcast that's not pertaining to Florida. We need a North Carolina fishing podcast. And I appreciate it. We love you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, right
Thank
on.
you.
We're having a good time doing it. Enjoy yourself, man. We'll check in with you throughout the winter.
All right, buddy. I'll see you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, good guy. I'm glad he got to jump on here. I did not know that he had the most views of any episode. That was news to me. I was like, really? Huh. Yeah, awesome. You know what? I'm not about the vanity metrics, though. I'm in it for the fun and the fishing, to learn and do all the podcast stuff, all right? I'm in it to spend a lot of money.
Then you're in the right place. You're right where you belong.
I'm not here to make money, guys. I'm here to spend money. I hope my wife isn't watching this. But anyhow.
Again, you found the perfect location.
All right, let's bring the next person on. This guy is getting an award called the Dr. Seuss Award. Michael Goins, welcome to the show.
Hello, all. How are you doing?
We're doing good, Michael.
Right now.
What?
We're in Charleston.
Well, congratulations, man. Tell Emmett hello. He's down there too. Hey, look, Dr. Seuss Award. And that's because I was thinking of Fox and Socks as a tongue twister book from my childhood. And I had more trouble with your last name than anyone by far. Michael Goyens, Billy even said your last name 3 times in pre-show. And for some reason I have a block. And at this point, I don't even care to overcome the block. I think I'm just going to call you Goyens or something.
Well, my family consider me special too.
I'm sure they did. Hey, so I know you're in Charleston, but you haven't been down there. You still been fishing? I think the other time I texted you or talked with you, you were on the water, just getting off the water. What kind of fishing you been doing?
Chasing trout like everybody else. I'm looking forward this spring to running up the Lock and Dam 1 chase a few shad up there, and see if we can find anything else lurking around Lock and Dam in one, which is a little variation off the saltwater thing.
Are you catching your trout in the river, or you've been fishing more Wrightsville Beach area?
I'm up in the top of the creek, where in a kayak where the boaters can't get me. I like the real skinny water where you just can't get to me. And the trout come out because they don't have anywhere else to hide.
Well, Michael, I can say Michael, okay. Michael, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you sharing with us some kayak information. And before we say goodbye, just like with everyone, it's your stage, man. Any words, any thoughts to share with our podcast viewers, listeners?
Yeah, I have a Christmas riddle for you.
I'm in.
All right. What do you call FIIIISH?
Fish with many eyes.
It's a 4-eye fish. It's an eye doctor joke. What can I say? My profession comes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jokester Award goes to Michael Goins.
The very special Michael Goins.
Michael,
like
thanks
I
so
said,
much,
my
man.
family consider me special too.
Well, Michael, have a good end of the year. Have a good start to the year. We'll stay in touch, and we'll be talking to you again in 2021.
Keep those hooks in the water.
Right on, man.
All right, man. See ya. Too much fun. I think he was the only fishing coach I've ever met. Or fishing, I can't remember if it's a fishing coach or I can't remember what it was. That we had him.
Wait, what?
That on his episode, he was Hook, Line, and Paddle's fishing consultant or coach. I can't remember.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
something we made up to help him sound important.
Here we go. Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, is getting the Grown Up Award, and it's going to Captain Rod Bierstedt. Captain Rod, welcome to the show.
There's our grown up. There's our guy, Rod Bierstedt.
You're
Welcome
funny,
to the show.
man. Grown Up Award. The Old Man Award. That's what I should get.
Well, that's basically what the Grown Up Award is. I was
Thank
like,
you, Gary.
of course,
appreciate
I'm going to
that.
joke this guy about his age. Of course, I was like, the VHS Award? No, we won't do that. What am I
Yeah.
getting? The Centenarian Award? Nah, too big a word.
That's right.
Anyway, happy to have you on the show, Rod. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I appreciate it, Gary and Billy. And this is just a great program and getting the word out about our North Carolina fishing. I love the idea of the podcast. What the other guy said about, North Carolina podcast versus Florida. I'm all about that. Anytime. You know that. Anytime you want me on the show or to do a show, I'm ready, willing, and able to share information.
I would say easily as much as anyone I've ever known, you've been an ambassador to fishing, that you've been more sharing with information. I believe, I didn't double check this because we're all busy, but I believe I had, one of our viewers either call me or email me and say, hey, I actually took Rod up on his offer to reach out about, all his pages and notes. And damn if he didn't send me I don't even know how many pages of notes, but the guy was floored. And I believe you guys have talked about, him hiring you to come on his boat and teach him how to fish his boat this coming year. Or maybe that happened this fall. Like I said, man, the memories sort of blend together. When you're as old as me, you'll know what I'm talking about, but the memories start to blur together.
Exactly. No, I got a number of trips that I went with people this fall from that podcast I did. And I think I had upwards of 50 people request notes for things other than what I talked about. Because I do have 400 pages of notes. And I am rewriting some of them this winter. It keeps me off the streets and out of trouble and out of the bars. So I am going to do that. But anybody that wants notes about any offshore fishing from Spanish mackerel on the beach all the way to the break, predominantly in Onslow and Long Bays, reach out to me. I'll share whatever I've got with you. We can talk on the phone. I'll help you out any way I can.
Well, Rod, are you fishing through the winter? Have you been doing any fishing lately?
Positively, I fish all winter.
What have you been doing?
Right now, the king mackerel bite is very good. Yeah, the water temperature has dropped drastically in the last 4 to 5 days, and dropped almost 5 degrees out at Frying Pan Tower. It went from the low 70s to 67 degrees, but there's a good hard edge out there, and 67 degrees is perfect king mackerel water. Bottom fishing is excellent. Right now, what were you going to say, Gary?
No, keep on going, man. Tell me what else is going
Yeah.
on. What about
Yeah,
what
bottom
bottom fishing you've been doing?
Yeah, grouper and black sea bass. This time of year, you can get some of the biggest knothead black sea bass our area has to offer. And this time of year, I tend not to keep anything under 16 inches. And I'm looking for 16 to 22 inch fish on the black sea bass. Obviously, there's some huge grunts out there, beeliners, pinkies. Grouper will close here at the end of this month. So it's the time to get in your last licks for grouper. Looks like we got a good weather window coming Saturday late morning all the way through Sunday evening and into Monday a little bit. So, right now Sunday is looking like the go-to day. A lot of choices. Go to the break, try to hunt up some wahoo, blackfin tuna, even a few sailfish running around out there, or stick in a little closer, get you some good bottom fish, and then do some king mackerel trolling.
Well, man, what has you most excited about the spring?
Spring, I can tell you, the one thing I'm looking forward to in the spring, Gary, and I want to get you on this trip,
all right,
is I'm looking for our epic lizardfish bite.
Oh,
it's really special. They're really good table fare. Nobody realizes it. But we have some really trophy lizardfish come spring, and just slow down when you're fishing for Spanish and your Atlantic bonito, and the lizardfish will climb all over your Clark spoons, and really good stuff. We're looking forward to a really good epic. Now, seriously, it's going to start out with Atlantic bonito. I had to throw that in there, Gary. It was between lizardfish and pinfish, and I figured let's do lizard. That's even better than pinfish. So Atlantic bonito are going to be showing up just in that 55 to 57 degree water temp. It can happen as early as mid-March, April for sure, and sometimes mixed in with them, you'll even get your first Spanish in that below 65 degree water, when 60, 61, 62. I've caught a number of Spanish in that kind of water. And from right then, it moves right on in to obviously out at the break, we'll have our mahi run on the Yellow Brick Road out there come April, May, June. And then, of course, May 1st, grouper reopens. So you can get back after the grouper. And then we just got to wait and see what they open up on the American red snapper. I hope they give us more than 5 days this year for recreational. My last grouper trip, we released 14 American reds here recently. They're thick out there, and they're very aggressive, and I'm hoping we'll get a little longer than a 5-day open window on that. But Atlantic bonito early on in the spring, along with your big Spanish, then kings, and then the grouper opening in May, and obviously the spring. That's what got me excited.
Is that your alarm reminding you to take a pill?
Pardon me?
That's your alarm reminding you to take your pills before you go to bed?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Got to take my pills.
Well, we appreciate you staying up past your normal bedtime. Rod, it's your stage for final thoughts. You get the last word. What do you got, Rod?
Yeah. I want everybody to remain safe. Have a very safe and Merry Christmas and New Year's. 21 is right around the corner. 20 blue bias with everything that's been going on. And I'm looking for a great fishing season here in 21. And best to you and Billy. Have a good, safe holiday. And just sign me up to do any podcast you want me to.
You got it, Rod. We will.
All right. Thank you so much, Rod.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Billy, I expected you to chime in there. When he said he had 400 pages of notes that he's ready to give away, I'm thinking, Billy the businessman, don't like giving away anything.
Oh,
Billy's going to call Rod as soon as this podcast is over.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? We could monetize those 400 pages. 400 pages equals $400 every time somebody wants it. That's a lot of information. And to have 50 people reach out to him just because of the podcast, I mean, that's really cool, for him, because I know he loves giving that out. And Captain Rod was actually our first live stream show, or actually our only other live stream show that we've done. So he's the live stream guy.
He's a huge ambassador for saltwater fishing. Love that relationship.
Well, Gary, I want to give some people a chance if they want to. We're running. I mean, no one else jumped in. We have some more captains and some more people, and we're trying to get them all in here. But some could make it, some couldn't. I think Donnie Davis sent us a text, said he was going to go home. He's going to go read and go to bed because he couldn't get his audio to work. Good call. If you need some podcast consulting, Donnie, call me. I know a guy.
He should read a manual, and he should read a manual on how to operate a laptop or an iPad or whatever he was struggling with.
Oh man, so really, Gary, that's it. Unless somebody calls in, I put the number there in the comments. So if anybody wants to call in and hang out with us for just a few more seconds, we would love to hear from our viewers. Man, we had Adam Meyer jump on the chat. Gary, I know you guys are good friends. He said, Gary, I also have a webcam, so I think he was wanting in on the action here on the live show. I told him to email me. It would have been a great guest surprise appearance that you did not know about. So that would have been a pleasant surprise. So he also wanted to know who woke up Rod for this. Man.
I say we wrap this up, man. I mean, I appreciate you trying to give an opportunity for a viewer, listener to come in, but man, I think we've accomplished what we want to do.
Oh, Jeremy Hicks is joining.
No kidding.
Let's get him on here.
Absolutely.
Here we go. All right.
Is he?
Yeah, he's here. Oh, here we. Hold on a second.
Whoa.
Here he is. Jeremy Hicks on the show.
Hey guys.
What's going on here?
Fresh from the Hatteras Christmas parade to the podcast. He hasn't even had time to transition. Thank you, Jeremy Hicks.
How's it going?
We're doing good, man. We're giving out some awards, and we had an award for you, man.
Yeah, and this award
great.
to Jeremy Hicks is called Gainfully Employed.
So we gave you the Gainfully Employed Award because we don't want to forget that if you live in Hatteras and you're gainfully employed, that's worth recognition. That doesn't always happen out there in Hatteras. And so we wanted to make sure you got some credit for living on that sandbar down on the south end and holding it down, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
You're responsible guy, you.
It's been a great year. We've been very fortunate.
Well, I don't know. I imagine you've been at the parade. I imagine you haven't heard anything. So what I've been doing is asking every captain, what are you catching right now? Now you're up in those northern waters. I'm guessing it's king mackerel. Is it anything other than king mackerel these days?
Yeah, we've been commercial king mackerel fishing. The last charter we did, they actually requested, mackerel fishing. So that's what we did. A couple boats that went offshore this week. They found some nice blackfin tuna, not in great numbers, but 8 to a dozen to the boat. And I believe there's a couple boats going tomorrow.
Right on. So the other question I've been asking everyone is, what has you most excited about the springtime?
Gaffers, tunas, fishing. I mean, spring fishing here in Hatteras, we're very fortunate. We have a lot of good fishing, and it's always very exciting because, you go through the summertime and you don't tend to have a lot of meat fish. And then this fall's been kind of iffy, but, meat fishing in the spring gets me excited. And then the blue marlins after them, of course.
Well, you now have the stage. It is your stage for any final thoughts, any words you want to share with our viewers, listeners. The floor is yours, my friend.
I just encourage people to, get out. I mean, we've already started booking trips in May. A couple of my weekends are already booked up. If you think you might want to come and enjoy Hatteras fishing, check it out. We'd love to have you. Calendar's open. We start running charters April 1st. And, man, it's a great time. We're very hands-on. We're very client-oriented. You want to come and learn and hook your own fish and, have some meat for the cooler and the freezer? Come on. We'd love to have you.
All right, Jeremy, man. Glad you made it. Glad you got a chance to get in. Hope you had a good night.
Thank you, Gary. Yep. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
You too, man.
You
Thank
too,
you
man.
so much.
See ya.
Well, Gary, that is a crazy show, man. 12 guests, I think, if I counted properly. And just a couple little internet glitches, but nothing big.
So this is usually, in our podcast, we have that sort of Billy's best takeaway. So what I'm going to say is, man, I am humbled that we had so many people make the effort to call in, connect in for the 5 minutes, because it is a busy time of year and there's any number of things that people could be doing with their time. And I would say that is just an extension of my good fortune since starting Fisherman's Post, is the friendships with these guys. Or, I love the fishing. I love all that. But man, what a great lineup. I'm humbled and I'm looking forward to next year. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. And they all made it happen. I mean, it's, they're bringing the heat, they're bringing the knowledge, and, it's awesome to be a part of the experience for, not only for those guys, but also, sitting at the table with some of these guys and just learning, and be able to produce this and put it out there. And I think that's our goal from the beginning of this was, hey, we want to inspire more people to get out on the water, to learn this craft, to learn this art of fishing, and enjoy time with their family. And so just a couple questions here that came in, or one question says, when will the next podcast be? Gary, I think you got the schedule there, so I'll let you answer that one if you have it offhand.
Well, we are actually going to take 1 week off. We made a pact to do it every Tuesday, but we are going to take December 29th off. So we won't do a new one. I think we're just going to recycle this one. And then starting in January, our intention, and I'm using my words carefully, our intention is every Tuesday starting in January.
Absolutely, man. So Adam Meyer, I don't know why I said that. He said, you guys killed it. Thanks so much for doing this. Billy and Gary, happy insert of season of your choice here, and y'all be safe and well. Take a kid fishing. So, well, we appreciate all you guys viewing and watching. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get a notification in January when we start releasing new episodes, or go to one of the many podcast platforms and check out, iTunes and Spotify and Google and all those places. And this is where you're going to get this good quality, great information from all these captains. And literally, Gary, what I love, and I think what a lot of people said tonight, which is, just confirming of what we're doing is, hey, you guys are solely focused on North Carolina coast. And so that was cool to hear that, because sometimes, creating a fishing podcast, you're like, man, should we go further north or south or even, west? Like, should we, think about something different? But it's worked for Fisherman's Post for so many years. And now the extension, this podcast, it seems to be doing the same. So it's cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, man, I would say, why don't you go and play hard for Christmas, play hard for New Year's, and then we'll get to work come January. How's that sound?
Yeah, man, sounds good. I got to put this new studio to work, man. I can't just be here by myself all the time. So appreciate it, Gary.
Yeah, man. You too, dude.
All right, we'll see you guys later.